Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people here. Here, and there. Today's puzzle is called Sudoku's Labyrinth, and it's by Graggle. And it says, please see the Logic Masters Germany or logicmasters.de page for full details about this puzzle. And he has a link to it. So you can actually click the link if you want to get the full details about this puzzle. But let's start. And this is the reason why I chose it, because it's a storyline, and I kind of like these sort of story things. Anyways, you awake to find yourself in a dark and unfamiliar environment. With no recollection of the events that led to this situation, your first instinct is to try and find a way out as quickly as possible. But as you rise to your feet, a slip of parchment falls from your pocket onto the cold stone floor. As you go to retrieve the parchment, you notice some text scrawled on it. It reads, "If you are reading this, it means that I was unsuccessful in stopping them from taking you to Sudoku's Labyrinth. Although I may not have been able to save you, I will do all I can to help you escape. The labyrinth is filled with creatures, traps, and ancient incantations. If you do not watch your step, you will surely perish. Of course, I cannot guide you through the labyrinth. However, I will impart some knowledge to you that I hope will be of some use. Here is a list of obstacles that you might encounter. Cage runes. You should see a number on the top left corner of any cage you come across. Digits contained within the cage should sum to this number. Additionally, be careful not to repeat digits within a cage." Okay, so this is typical killer cage Sudoku. So these 3 digits so far must add up to 8, at least. We also have arrow runes, where the digit or digits along an arrow of these mystic symbols must sum to the digit in the connected circle. Digits may repeat on an arrow. So that's typical arrow clues in Sudoku. We also have a blood trail. Blood trails. There will likely be some blood trails on the floor. This is a blood trail here, which may be a slipping hazard. As long as digits along these blood trails alternate between odd and even, you should stay on your feet. So therefore, those are essentially parity lines, which alternate between odd and even digits on the parity line. We have spiders, which we see one here. If you come across a spider, do not panic. Just make sure the digits either side of the spider form a 1-to-2 ratio. This will appease the spider. So the spiders are black crocky dots. So if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or 4 to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio between them. We also have traps, which are marked by a skull. They can be disarmed if the digits either side of the trap are consecutive. So the traps are the white crocky dots, where you have to have a digit that's consecutive with each other. So if, say, we had a trap here, then we would know that if this were a 6, this would have to be a 5 or a 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. We have bats. Bats, like vampires, love to count. The count. Anyways. That's a reference to Sesame Street, which I saw as a kid, where we had the Count, who was a vampire who loved to count. Anyways. Make sure the digits either side of a bat sum to 5, and they should leave you alone. So they must sum to 5, which means they act as a V. So that's act like a V. So if you had a bat here and you had a 2 here, you would know this would be a 3 because these two digits must add up to 5 around a bat. 5. You have found 5 as the sum. Anyways. And there are snakes, where snakes can be intimidating. Make sure you take large strides when moving past them. Adjacent digits along snakes should have a difference of at least 5. So say we had a snake, and these are essentially German whisper lines. If this were, say, a 3 on this snake, you have to have a difference of at least 5 or more 4 digits that are adjacent to it. So this would then be 8 or 9, because the only digits that are 5 or more away from 3 are 8 and 9. So that's how snakes work. And finally, as I'm sure you already know, you should not repeat any digits in any row or column. You will have the digits 1 to 9 at your disposal. Use them wisely. So you just can't have any repeats in any row or column. And you have the digits 1 through 9 at your disposal. Use them wisely. The rest is up to you. I wish you the best of luck. Your friend, Graggle. Note, this puzzle uses dynamic fog. Only some correctly placed digits will clear the fog. Also, in case you missed it, this 7 by 7 puzzle uses the digits 1 through 9. So, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, we know this alternates between low digits and high digits. Or not low digits, odd and even digits. I'm not sure why I said low digits and high digits. Odd and even digits, because on the blood trails, it's a parity line. And we know it goes this way, and it goes through a spider. And these 3 digits must sum to 8. Because you can't have 4 digits adding up to 8, because you can't ever have 4 unique digits, which the cage requires, to add up to 8, because the minimum is 1, 2, 3, and 4. That adds up to 10. Therefore, this is either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. But 3 and 4 are not in a 1 to 2 ratio. 1, 3, and 4, none of them are in a 1 to 2 ratio with each other. Therefore, this must be 1, 2, and 5. So this must be a 5 here. And since it alternates between odd and even digits, this must be a 2, and this must be a 1. What is that? It's a circle. Is that a snake? Oh, it looks like it's snake. Okay, well, at least these 3 digits add up to 11. It could be 4. This is a snake, though, right? The digits are possible for 4 digits, adding up to 11, would be 1, 2, 3, and 5. So this could be 1 or 3. This would be 2 or 3, if that were the case, and this could be 2, 3, or 5. But 5 can never be on a German whisper line. And this is a snake here. And if you had 1, 2, 3, and 5, none of them are 5 or more away from each other. Therefore, this must be 3 cells adding up to 11. Because you can't have 1, 2, 3, 5 be next to each other on a German whisper line, which is what a snake is. So these 2 digits must differ by at least 5. I think that guarantees a 1 has to be here, right? You could have 128, 137, and 146. Oh, you could have 146. But for a 2-digit number, sorry, if you don't have a 1, you have 2, 3, and 6 is the most spread you can be. It could be 2, 3, 6, or 2, 4, 5. And none of those are 5 away from each other. Therefore, this must be a 1. So this is a 1. That clears this part. Interesting. What is that? Is that a snake also? I can't tell. Maybe that's a snake also. This is either 6 or 7 here with 3 or it could be 8. 6, 7, or 8 with 2, 3, or 4. It's not a bat. This is not a trap. So that doesn't work. This is a snake here. Snake head. You have a spider. The blood trail ends here. So that's fine. Hmm. I don't see a bat. This looks like another part of a snake. So these must differ by at least 5. If this is 3, this is 8 or 9. That's fine. If it's 4, this is 9. That's fine. If this is 6, this would have to be 1, which is not allowed. If this is 7, this could be 2. If this is 8, it could be 2 or 3. If it's 9, it could be 2, 3, or 4. Okay. This is 1. Hmm. Hmm. I think it stops there as a blood thing. This is very broad. Hmm. What's the green thing? Is it, I don't even understand. I have to count snakes, blah blah blah. Huh. I'm kind of stuck actually. I just see a snake part here. And the snake part here. But that didn't clear out anything else. Uh, am I missing something? Maybe we should look at the... Oh, it's an arrow rune. That's why. Okay. Okay, this is an arrow rune. Um, huh. So then, but where does it go? It goes along the snake? Okay, what else do we have? We have cage runes, we have blood trails. This is an arrow rune. What limitations does that have? Nothing that I can think of, really. You could have 615 or 6123. Yeah, we don't see anything else. 615 works though. 6123 works. As long as the snake is not that long. If the snake is two in length, then that's fine. 716. 7124. 817 or 8125 or 812134. I think this is ended there, so it doesn't go any further. Is there anything else? Not that I can see. This is definitely the tail of a snake, so we have that. But we don't know how long the snake goes to, right? The arrow doesn't help very much because it could be 2 in length, it could be 3 in length, we don't know. Obviously this is only 3 cells for this cage because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 5 doesn't work for a snake or German whisper thing. Hmm. Yeah. What am I missing? So we have that's the blood trail. I don't think it goes any further, but if it does, it doesn't help, right? Okay, so the blood trail's there. We have the spider, that's done. This is an arrow rune, but the problem is I don't know where it goes to. It doesn't go here. It does go here, but it could just go around here. It could go around here. I mean... It just may repeat on an arrow. So, yeah. We don't have anything there. And I'm pretty sure the 1 was correct, right? Because it did clear out something. Yeah. Yeah. But the problem is we just got snake information, but that doesn't really help us. So this is a snake, this is a snake. We have a cage here, but this could be 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6 here. Obviously, if the snake continued onto here, this would have to be 2 and 8. But we're not guaranteed that, right? It just goes to here. I don't see bats anywhere. This is a snake. This is a snake. I'm really stuck here, actually. Unless there's a clue that I'm completely missing. So here's an example of the clues. I was hoping this would just be, yeah, a fun little exercise, but I don't know. Is this actually solvable? Because just given that information here, I think this is not solvable right now. and unless I'm missing an obvious clue, which could be the case. But we don't have any guarantee about the arrow runes, right? It's along a snake too, so that's not helpful. Unless there's like only one snake. Nope, it just says snakes. We don't have any traps that I can see. Right, the skull I have not seen. The bat we haven't seen. We have seen snakes. We've seen multiple snakes. We've seen cages. We've seen arrows. But the only portion of the arrow we saw was here. And it has to go it has to go this way. Or it could go this way even, but probably, no, it can't go this way because when we see the crossing. So it's probably here. But that doesn't help any, right? Um, am I missing something here? No, no other extra information about this. So yeah, it's hard to. I mean, this was relatively easy, but this is not that restrictive at all here, right? This is not restrictive either. It's just, a green snake here, right? There's a snake here, there's a snake here, there's an arrow rune here, which means the arrow rune goes to here, but that doesn't tell us anything, right? I mean, it still could be 6, 7, or 8 here. Then we have snakes. Um, yeah, I really don't see how this can be, how you can move forward with this. There's too many things that could be here. 128, 137, 146 all could be here. Um, the snake doesn't extend this far, right? Oh, wait, is that a bat? That's a bat. That's not a snake. Okay, my bad. Apologies for that. This is a bat. Huh. Yeah, I think that's a bat. It's hard to see, but that looks like a bat. Then we have an arrow rune. Well, that changes things a lot, actually. Um, hmm. It's a bat, so they have to be consecutive. No, they must sum to 10. No, 5. That's a bat. That's not a snake. Apologies for that. So this is 1, 4, or 2, 3. Okay. So either this is 1, 4, or this is 2 and 3, adding up to 5. So either way, this adds up to 5. It could be 2, 3, but if this was 1, 5, that wouldn't work, right? So if this is 2, 3, or 1, 4, if this is 2, 3, this would have to be 1 and 5 or 6 here to add up to. So it's either 4 cells, but this, if it's 2 and 3, if it's 1 and 4, it's obviously 3 cells, and this is 6. If this is 2 and 3, it could have a 1 and a 5 with it, but neither of these could be 1 or 5. So this couldn't work as 4 digits. So it has to be 3 digits always, which means this adds up to 5. This must be a 6 then. Okay. If this is 2, this would be 3. So this can't be 2 and 3. This has to be 4 and 1. Okay, so that's how you know that. This is 4 and 1. This rune goes this way. Okay, so apologies. That was a bat, not a snake. This 4 is a sum of 3 digits. It has to be 1 and 2 here. So this is 2, this is 1. Okay. This is a blood trail. So this must be even. This is odd. This must be even. So this is at least 4 in length because we have 2 evens and an odd adding up to an even number, which is not allowed. This is even, so this is 4, 6, 8. This is odd, 3, 5, 7, 9. This has to be even, so this is also 4, 6, or 8. So at minimum, this is 4 and 6 here. Because you can't have repeats. We need a 1, but it's not going to be able to find a 1. Huh. That's going to be problematic. Adds up to 16. Oh, it has to be 2 and 1, right? It has to be 2 and 1. It has to be 5 digits adding up to 16. Because these are both even. This is an odd. We need at least one more, but 1 is not available here. We need an odd digit with it. And if this is this would be 4, 6 at minimum with a 3. That's 13. We need at least one odd and another even, maybe. But 1 can never be here. 3 can't be here because this is at minimum 3, right? You have 3, 4, and 6, and then a minimum 3, but you have to have unique digits within the cage. So it can't be 3, 3, 4, 6. So this must then be 3 here. And, yep, it continues on there. And this is 2, and this is 1. This is the sum of these. This is at least 3, so this must be 6, which makes that a 4. This is a 3 adding up to the 6. This is a snake, and I missaw that as a snake here. This is 4 digits adding up to 18, and none of them have a 1. So that means it's at least, well, it could be 1 down. No, 1 can't go down here because it's not duplicatable here. So it's at least 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means, this is at minimum 2, 4, and 5. So this is at least 5 here. You have 4 digits without a 1. So it could be 2, 3, 4, 9. You can never have a 5 on a snake. So, okay, this is the possibilities here again are 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 and 6 can't be here. 2 and 4 can't be here. 5 can't be here. This can't be 6 because 6 can only be next to 1 on a German whisper line or a snake. The 2 could be next to, the 4 could be next to 9. Except we can't have, this has to add up to 18. So if this is 4, that forces this to be 9. That's 13 at least. Plus 2 and 5 is 20. So this can never be 4 here, which means that can't be 9. This is 3, 5. Can't be 5 because it's on a German whisper line. 3, 7, 8, and 9 here. And it's between 2 unique digits. This could be 3 or 4 here, or 7, 8, or 9. It can't be 7, because if this were 7, that forces this to be low, but 3 is not low enough. What's the minimum here, actually, then? It could be 2, 4, and 5. That's 11. That means this is at max a 7. So this is 3 or 7. If this is 7, this cannot be that low. So this can't be 7. This has to be a 3 then. So this is 3, which means it's next to 8 and 9. 3, it's next to an 8 or 9. Can this ever be anything but 2? I don't think so, right? This is at least 11. So these add up to at most 7. So this has to be 8, and this is 2 and 5. That makes this a 9. We have a... Is that a trap? Yeah, trap marked by skulls. They have to be consecutive. So this is 5, 6, 7, or 8. Actually, can't be 8. 5, 6, or 7. Which means it's consecutive with 5, 6, 7, or 8. This is another bat. So these add up to 5 here. So it's 1, 4, or 2, 3, but 3 cannot be here. So this is 2 and 3 if that's the case. These add up to at least or at most 12. Remaining digits in column 6 are 4, 6, 7, 9. Remaining digits in column 5 are 5, 7, 8, 9. Remaining digits in column 4 are 3, 4, 7, 8. But this this could be 3. Remaining digits in row 2 are 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Remaining digits in row 3 are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remaining digits in row 3 are 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Remaining digits in row 4 are 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And remaining digits in row 6 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is at least 3 in size. This is 5 through 9. This adds up to 5, so this at most is 12. So this cannot be 9 here, because that would be 4 and 9 at minimum, adding up to 13. This can't be 9 here, because again, you'd have 2 digits adding up to 14 at minimum. Can you have 5 digits adding up to 17? with these digits possible? I don't think so, right? 2, 3, 4, 5 adds up to 14. You would need another 3 here, which doesn't work because you don't have repeats. So I think this must add up to 12, right? Because these add up to 5 here. You can't have 5 digits adding up to 12 because you would have to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have to have 1, 2, and 3 at least. And this cannot be both 1 and 2 here because these add up to 5. And 1 and 2 cannot be any of the remaining 3 possible cells. So this must be 5, this must be 12. So if it's 4, this is 8. If this is 7, this is 5. Right? Well, if this arrow still works, and this was the center, this was the circle. So the circle's either, well, the circle could actually be here technically, but since these are consecutive by the trap marked by the skull, it can't go that way. It can't go this way, right? Because then the difference would be 1. So it must either go to here, which means these are the same. So this is 7. Otherwise, this goes this way, in which case this is 3, right? And then you had 5, 3, and that adds up to 8. So either this is 5 or it's 7 here, right? If these are the same, this would be 7 and 7. Otherwise, if this is 5 and 3 adding up to 8, this would be 6. That's fine. So, if this is 1, 4, this has to be 5 and 7 here to add up to 12, because you can't have a duplicate in the cage. If this is 2, 3, that forces this to be 7, which makes this 4, 8. Ooh. So if this is 7, this is 7, which makes this 4, 8, which makes this a 6. If this is 5, this has to be 6. So either way, this is a 6 here. There we go. And this is then 7 and 7. So this is 7, 7. That makes this 4 and 8, which makes this 2 and 3, adding up to, that's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to finishing. This can't be 2 or 7. These can't be 3. This is odd, even, but we don't know which one's odd or even. This can't be 4. This is consecutive with that digit. So this can never be 1 here. We have 6, 7, and 9 here. Which is consecutive with 5 and 7. If it's 7 here, this is 6 and 8. If it's 9 here, this is 8. So it's 5, 6, 7, or 8. These alternate between odds and evens, though. These digits are 5 or more away because they're on a snake, and this is a real snake. So one of them has to be 9, and the other one's 1 or 2, but we're not sure which. It has to be... these both go up to a snake, and the only high digit here is a 6. So this must be a 6 here, which means this must be 1 and 9 here. The other one could be a 1 here, but we're not sure. So we know 6 is one of those two. 1 has to be here. The 9 could mean that the 4 could be next to it. This can't be 8. This can't be 7 here. This can't be 6 or 7. It's 5, 8, or 9. Um. Hmm. Okay, these three digits are the same parity. If they tried to be all even, it would not work because there's only 6 and 8 available in these three cells. And if they were all even, that wouldn't work. So this are all odd. So this is five. This is a 5, 7, 9 triplet, which eliminates 5, 7, and 9 in the rest of the row. This is 5 or 7, which must be next to an even. So this must be 6. 5 or 7, which are next to 4 and 8. That's fine. Hmm. This is 6 is consecutive with 5 or 7. 5 or 7 is consecutive with 4 or 8. That's fine. Can this ever be 4 digits here? What's the minimum? 3, 4, 5, 6, which adds up to 18, so it cannot be. This therefore it has to be cannot be odd, even, odd, because then that would add up to an even number. So this must be odd. So this is 5, 7, or 9. This must be even. It's 4 or 8. This must be even. It's 4 or 8. You have 4 and 8, 4 and 8. Well, you have a 4, 8, 4, 8 pair in row 2 now, which eliminates 4 and 8 in the row. You have also 4, 8, 4, 8 pair in row 4, which eliminates 4 and 8 in the rest of the row. This is 4 and 8 plus, so that's 12, which makes this a 5, because 17 minus 12 is 5. So this is 5, which means this can't be 5, this can't be 5. Where is the 5 in this column? Actually, we have a 7979 pair. That's probably more accurate. We have a 7979 pair, which eliminates 7 and 9 in the column. So this can't be 7. This is 5. Which means next to only 4 out of 4 and 8. So this is 8. This is 4. This is 8. This is 4. These can no longer be 5. This is an 8 or 9, which can be next to 3 or 4 on a German whisper line, but 4 can't be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. Therefore, this is 3, which makes this a 9, this an 8. This must be an even. No, it's an odd. So it's 1 or 7 here. This can't be 4 here. This can't be 8. 7 or 9. This cannot be 4, 5. We have 5, 8, 5, 4. This could be many things. One of these is a 1, right? If this is 6, this is forced to be 1. If this is not 6, this is a 1. So either way, one of these is a 1, which means this can't be 1. This is a 7. So this can't be 7. 6 can never be between 2 unique digits on a German whisper line, right? So because it can only be next to 1. So this can't be 6. This is a 1, which makes that a 6. That makes this a 9. This is a 1. This can't be 9. It has to be 6 because it can't be 3 either. This is in a 1 to 2 ratio with that digit, so it's a 3. This can't be 3. This is 7 or 9. This can't be 6. This is 2, 4, or 1. It cannot be 1 because of the 1 in the column. It's 2 or 4. So if it's 2, it has to be 7 and 9, but that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this can't be 2. This is a 4. 4 can be 5 and 9. It can, or it's 6 and 8. But 6 and 8 is not a possibility here, because this can't be 6, and this can't be 6 either. So it has to be 4, 5, and 9, which makes that a 7. This 9 means this can't be 9, so this is a 7, which makes that a 9. As your eyes slowly adjust to the light, you begin to make out the landscape that greets you, and as you do, it all comes flooding back. Memories of going out for a couple of drinks with your Sudoku mates, perhaps 5 or 6 drinks. It might have been 9. You turn to face the labyrinth's exit, but see only a small building with the words, "The Crown," displayed above the door. You reach into your pocket to retrieve the parchment, only to find a scrunched up napkin. To your right, you hear a familiar voice call out, "Hey, there you are! Been looking all over for you. How are you feeling?" "I've felt better," you say in response, "but I've just had a great idea for a new Sudoku puzzle." And yeah, it is pretty cool, but it was hard to distinguish actually what these were. Part of it was I didn't familiarize myself with what these were, I guess. This looked like a snake to me, but it was actually the bat. And then once I had that, everything else sort of flowed, I guess. There was some interesting logic here, actually. I don't know if I would consider this easy, though, because there are some interesting assumptions you had to make. And I think that actually pencil marking in everything does actually help a lot. Despite what people always say about that. They always are like, "Oh, you pencil mark too much." But, sometimes it's helpful. Like in this case, I was able to determine fairly easily, hey, you know what? You can't have 3 even digits here. So this can't be even. They have to all be odd. And everything sort of flowed from there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, despite my misinterpreting a bat for a snake. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.